Today I'm going to talk about whether or not you should terminate your ILP policy, and this is such a popular question because I've seen this question appear multiple times in Reddit in the past week alone, and I'm here to chip in my 2 cents. And you should not take this as personal financial advice. Do your own research before deciding how to deal with your ILP. Now, I've talked about why ILPs are bad multiple times before in my video, but there are still people buying it, unfortunately. And here is a recap on why ILPs are bad. And the number one thing is because it has high upfront costs that are taken out as commissions to pay your agent. Number two, there are high ongoing costs to your investments, which of course eat away at your investment returns. These are the two main reasons why ILPs do not make much sense for you, numerically speaking. Also, before we start talking about this topic, we also need to know this thing called the sunk cost fallacy, where someone actually continues with a particular course of action, even though it may not be the most favorable, because he or she has already invested a lot of time or money into this path and wants to continue going on to it. Now, in the case for most ILPs being sold by agents, the high upfront commissions are very obvious, right? In the past, they are a little bit more honest about it because they show low allocation rate, and therefore when you invest, your investment value actually shows $0 in the first couple of years because the bulk of it has been used to pay your agent. Now, in the recent 5 to 10 years, insurance companies being very creative, profit driven companies actually created this new type of policy, ILP, that actually do not show you $0 investment amount. In fact, they even give you bonus units and show you that once you put in $10,000, you have $16,000 in your account. Now, but if you actually look at the surrender value of such policies, you still find that they are a big fat zero in the first 1 or 2 years of the policy, which shows you that a lot of your investment has been taken out as commissions and paid to your advisor. Now, some people think that the solution to this will be to hold the ILP for 15 to 20 years such that you reach a break-even point, and then you can terminate the policy and get back your money, at least your capital, and therefore you have not suffered any loss. Now, this is actually playing into the sunk cost fallacy. Now, why is it that ILPs or insurance policies have this break-even point where after 15, 20 years, you actually get back all your capital and then maybe some return? Now, there's no magic to what is happening here. What is going on is that after deducting amounts from your premium to pay for the agent's commissions and other marketing expenses, the remaining amount is indeed invested, and over a long run, right, your returns from this amount have actually covered the loss made by paying the agent that much commission, and therefore it appears that you have not made any loss. But make no mistake, the loss was incurred from the start of the policy. So if you're holding on to an ILP in hopes that you will break even, it is actually an illusion, because the better question to ask would be, if I were to look at an alternative investment, would that actually help me recoup my losses better? Or will holding on to my ILP help me to recoup that commission that I paid my agent? Now, many times, due to the ongoing cost of an ILP, this second option is not going to be as good as finding something else that has lowered ongoing costs to help you recoup the loss you have already made. Now, again, the sunk cost fallacy is very pertinent here. You have already incurred that loss by paying your agent his or her commission, regardless of whether or not you hold on to the policy. He or she has already received the commission, gone on their incentive trip, and their only hope now is to recoup your losses either through holding on the ILP or finding another investment that can get you returns to cover back that loss. Drop me a like on this video so that more people can be warned on the downsides of ILP, and thanks for supporting my channel. Now, due to the ongoing cost of most ILPs, it is usually much better to look for a lower cost investment such that you can better recoup your losses instead of going on with a policy that will continue charging you all kinds of fees and eat into your investment returns over the long run. Think about it. Why is it that ILPs have such high commissions in the first place? It is to incentivize agents to sell these policies, and after their commission has been paid, the insurance company themselves want to earn from the ILP and therefore will have to layer in fees to earn money, even though they have paid high commissions to the agents. So be aware of this sunk cost fallacy. Look at your policy objectively and then decide what is the course of action you want to continue with it. Now, based on a few scenarios, I have a few suggestions on what to do. And if you have not already bought a policy or thinking of buying an ILP, obviously the answer, do not even commit yourself to such a plan. I have already mentioned many times in my video and website not to buy ILPs because of various downsides. And nearly every ILP I've seen comes with this kind of high upfront commission as well as high ongoing costs. So it is not a good idea, especially when there's so many different other investments. And we can use things like robo-advisors or this video sponsor Weeboo, which is giving you 5 free shares for opening an account and funding any amount that you wish. So instead of charging you high upfront commission, they're actually giving you sign-up goodies without much cash. All you have to do is fund any amount, maintain the amount for at least 30 days, and you get 5 free shares worth between 50 to 500 US dollars. And unlike an ILP, it's charging 0% commission as well as no settlement fee or platform fee. So you can trade with very, very low cost and your funds are 100% liquid. If you don't like Weeboo, you can sell off your holdings and then switch to another trading app. You're not locked in long term like if you bought an ILP, and therefore this is a very low commitment way for you to try out Weeboo and then get yourself sign up goodies and also trade with very great features and low cost. Thanks to Weeboo for sponsoring this video and thanks for signing up. If you have just bought your ILP and it is still 14 days within the time you receive your policy, great news, you can actually free look your policy and get back your capital subject to some market fluctuations, but you should still get nearly all your capital back. Now, even if your policy has been in effect for maybe longer than 14 days, I still think it's worth a shot to write into your insurance company and ask for a free look. Chances are they may honor it because they might not want a disgruntled customer, but again, this depends on the insurance company itself. If you have just put in 1 or 2 months premium like this person here in the Reddit post, I would suggest you to just try to free look the policy anyway, and if it really fails, just cancel the policy, give up the premium. That's my opinion, because as you continue to put in the first year or the second year premium, a huge bulk of it is being paid as commission, and in the long run, over 30 years, every year on year, you're actually paying high annual management fees and a lot of policy fees that your policy will charge. And therefore, things does not become better just because you have survived the upfront commissions of the policy. So cut your losses, okay? Try to free look, and if you really can't, cut your losses and terminate the policy. 2 months of premium is not that much to lose compared to the high opportunity cost that will continue if you carry on with the policy. And therefore, if your policy is very new, okay, try to free look it. And if it's still within the first couple of years where it's still generating a lot of commission for the agent, you should try to cut loss as far as possible, because every time you put in a premium, a huge bulk of it is being used to pay your agent. And by stopping it, you can prevent further losses from happening within the first couple of years of the policy. Now, this person you claim is a close friend of yours, and I think that may well be true, and he or she may really have your best interest at heart. It's just that they are very, very poorly trained. All the financial consultants or financial advisors in Singapore, as long as they're commission-based, there's this clash of interest, and it's very difficult to get someone to understand things when their salary comes from them not understanding it. And therefore, I would say that you can still treat this person as a close friend, right? But I think he or she is not that good a financial advisor. And I think the fault lies very much in his or her manager who have been training them the wrong thing. And I speak from experience because I was once in an insurance agency and I really want to do right by people who I'm close to, and unfortunately I sold all kinds of crap to them without realizing they were crap at that time. So that was a very difficult period of my time, but more on that in a separate video. If your policy is more than a few years old, you have survived the upfront high commissions that the policy charges, and your agent has already made away with all the money and commission that he or she has earned from the policy. It's just that you now have to contend with the ongoing annual fees and annual management charges that your ILP and its funds are charging you. So go through your policy, find out the annual fee, the policy fees, as well as the funds annual management fee, and work out how much per year you're actually paying, and then go and see whether or not there are other investments that you can embark on. And given that so many robo-advisors now charge about 0.4%, 0.5%, and you have index funds that charge about 0.3% per annum, right? Your total expense ratio should be well under 1% per annum. And I highly doubt your ILP is charging you less than 1%. So chances are they are charging you 2 to even 3% per annum expense ratio, and that's very, very expensive. Okay, if you perform at 8%, basically you're just giving up 2 to 3% of those returns to the insurance company and the fund house. Therefore, by switching to another investment that charges you lower fees, you get to keep more of your returns, and thereby you can use these returns to recoup the losses you have made on your ILP policy. Again, those losses have been made. There's no magical way it will come back even if you hold on to your ILP. Let's say you're investing $10,000 a year for 30 years. At 8% per annum return, you're actually getting $1.2 million, but you should probably incur some cost in investing. So at 7%, you will get about $1 million. But if you have an expense ratio of 2.5%, right? So 8 minus 2.5 is 5.5. You'll see that your returns go all the way down and you can give up as much as $500,000 in return over a 30-year time period. So if you hold on to ILP for the long term, you may well get back your capital as well as earn some money on it. But if you go and calculate the opportunity cost, are you ready to give up that much money just so that the same product that has taken away that much money from you can give you back your money? I think that is something that you have to answer for yourself. Now, because of loss aversion as well as a sunk cost fallacy, it can be a very tricky thing to think rationally, but you have to recognize the fact that your agent has already received the commission, has already gone for the incentive trip, and all this money are already gone. There's no way for you to get them back except through investment returns. And the question really will be, will holding on to the ILP help you regain these losses, or will pursuing another investment strategy actually get you returns in a better manner such that you can compensate for the commissions better? Of course, I'll be talking more about how you can invest in an effective and low-cost manner, so subscribe to my Telegram group as well as my YouTube channel for more content like that. Now, if you like my content, please drop me a like. It really helps my channel, and subscribe to my Telegram group. Now, also check out this video on why ILPs are bad and also why whole life policies are bad. It seems like the whole insurance industry is out to get you, aren't they? Well, see you in those videos.